Okay. Do that job. The only thing here. Okay, where is it? Looks like it's on the other side here. One of your friends crashed into a construction zone going 80. Yeah, I'm sure that did quite a bit of damage. Okay, so it's probably the trailer just here. I think I'm gonna pull this way, and then we'll back into it. Probably good enough. Alright. On a third person, just so we have a little bit easier time seeing what we're doing. I'm gonna pull forward a little bit more. I think we've got room. Now, this is going to be kind of a pain in the ass to try and back into this. I might have to do some adjustments. Because I have to back into it straight. I can't back into it at an angle and attach. Because I don't think I can. I might be able to pull it off. It looks like I'll be able to do it. Oop, wrong way. That way. Straighten her out. Maybe. Yeah, gave it to me. Alright. I think this trailer is fairly long. So we are going to have to give it allowances. So we don't wrap it around a wall or a pole or something. We're going to take it wide here. I think probably the biggest challenge is just going to be taking it out of this gate area. So which way do we need to go? We need to go right. So as much as I'm supposed to drive on the right side of the road, screw that. Because they're making me take a sharp 90-degree angle turn here with fences on either side. So we're just going to have to wait until we got clearance here. Problem is the speed limit's 45 here, so these guys kind of fly around this corner quite fast. Seems to be quite a lot of them, too. Now, if I pull in front of them, they will stop for me. As long as it's not, like, going to be an obvious collision. Okay. Make it wider, because that is going to hang up. There we go. But if you're wondering why I was driving the way I was, it's because this trailer's quite long, and making a 90-degree turn with a fence on one side, not necessarily easy. Okay. Make a left. Got a couple cars coming. After this truck, car, I might be okay. Okay. Start moving. Okay, going right. No, I can't turn right on red like that, but I got the feeling we were going to get a light change soon, so I just waited for it. Alright, I don't know what lane I need to be in, so I'm just going to take a peek. Honestly, probably the left lane, it seems. So, we'll stay to the left. See what happens. I mean, the navigation isn't telling me otherwise, so I can always change later if I need to. Going up this hill is going to be a problem. I'm going to go down a gear. Looks like we might be fine, so once this red car passes me, I'll switch lanes. Because I don't want to be that guy. Let's be in the right lane so people can pass us properly. Yeah, so this is the area having a 6x4 chassis would be definitely better. Yeah, now we're picking up speed. This trailer's a little on the heavy side. I mean, it's not classified as being heavy, but Costs are worth consideration. Alright. 50-mile-an-hour speed limit here, although we're nowhere near that at the moment. Okay, gear change. Cop car. So don't want to go too fast here. We're fine, I think, in this lane, according to what I'm seeing. Probably gonna have to slow down quite a lot here. Just use the Jake brake to take care of that for me. Okay, now we're 60, but we do have to merge. Okay, I don't want to get on that exit, I don't think. Let me just double check that. No, I do want to get off that exit, which is why the navigation didn't tell me to get over. Sorry, car behind me. I really don't want to be riding this car in front of me in case he brakes hard, so I'm just gonna, like, coast here a bit. Okay, we get off on this. Yeah, so far so good. Outside that little boo-boo we had. Which I'm glad it didn't count as an accident. I'm gonna have to slow down a bit. Matter of fact, let's go up a gear. Oh, it's 60 now. Oops. I meant to go up a gear. There we go. Alright. Oh, now 55. Oh, that was a mistake. Okay. Probably going to be on this for a while. I actually forgot. Where am I going? I'm going to Kenwick, okay. Actually, probably pronounced Kennewick. Alright, so we get off here. Then it's pretty much straight through. This one probably need to get off because it looks like straight through would be that way. So yeah, get off there. Then come up that way. Okay. Good idea to get a little bit of a scope at what we're doing here. I'm going too fast. I'm gonna let it ride, though. I don't see any cops around, so... I don't know if we want to be... Wait, what? Alright, I guess I misread that. Nothing to see. Okay, so it was confusing, so that bit didn't exist on the map, which is why I thought I had to get over. Okay, well, whatever. Now we definitely get off. I think I want to be in the left lane, though. So I'm gonna let this truck pass me. There we go. Okay, and then we get over again. Alright, excellent. Now we got 60 here. Of course, the mouse wants to follow the wall. Alright. I don't know what this AI is gonna do, so let's just play it safe. In case they didn't get me right away and just slammed into me. Better safe than sorry there. Alright. I like to turn my lights on for the tunnel. I think that's what you're supposed to do when you drive through a tunnel, but I don't know. Hey, Timber the Fox. Oh, we got a way station. Let's start slowing down. Alright. Job's done. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and give myself a save. Because I was forgetting earlier. Not that we'll probably need it, but you never really know. This is a good time to do a save, because when you do a save, it stops you dead wherever you are. So I was already stopped dead, so why not do a save? Oh, help if I do my gearing right. So we're limited to 15 right now. But we'll hit 45 here in a second. Alright. Go. I'm currently in Oregon, I believe. I was going from Oregon to Washington, so I might be in Washington right now. Let me see. Yeah, so I'm right on the state line between Oregon and Washington, but we'll dip in to do the job. Yeah, so my headquarters is in Salem down here. Although I haven't been there in a while. Looks gorgeous, definitely looks buying worthy. Yeah, it's pretty cool. And I like this area because I live in the Great Lakes area, but it kind of reminds me more of that area versus like California or Arizona or one of those places. And the traffic speeds and laws and stuff seem fairly similar as well, so it's kind of reminiscent of where I live. Thank you for the follow. I don't think they'll be getting to where I live anytime soon, though, at the rate that they're getting the DLC. But one can hope. I think Idaho's coming soon. At least that's what I saw on the Steam page. And then Colorado, I think, is also slated. Finished your history class post for the week? Yeah, I really can't wait, though, to get to level 14, so... The truck I'm looking to get, that I really want to get, is same brand as this, but the I think it's the W900 is what it's called. Nice old school looking truck, but I'm just waiting to get the upgrades that I want in it, so that should happen at level 14. The other truck I'm kind of thinking about getting is the Volvo, which I could get at this level, because I think level 13 is when you get the longer 6x4 chassis. And I think at level 12 you get some decent stuff for the Volvo, so I could buy that now if I wanted, but I don't know if the finances are in the cards right now. It's probably better to just wait until level 14. Alright, have a good day. Yeah, okay. Idaho is set for summer 2020, and Colorado has no date yet. Yeah, they just have a Steam page entry for it, so I think that one's coming after the fact. Oh, I need to go down a gear because we're going uphill. Which is kind of cool that Idaho's coming because it's literally the state right just to the east of where I am, so it will flow with my home base. Although eventually I'll probably set up headquarters somewhere else because you can buy more than one garage. Oops, up a gear. Okay, we're 65 now. And now the state's starting to look a little different because we're further in the east. Now there's our loan payment. So that happens at about noon, a little bit before noon. Okay. I wasn't exactly sure when that happened. This guy might pull out in front of me. Okay, he didn't. I was looking to see what time it is. My one cat's bugging me. They get a snag at 11, but like 10 after 10. Starting to look more like Southern Ohio now. I don't know about that. It's a little dry for that. And we don't have mountains. I don't know if you classify what we're looking at as mountains. Cliff faces? I don't know. Oh, some windmills off to the left there. I need to go down a gear. Alright, we're probably good. It's definitely a pretty state, though, and we get a nice train to look at on our left. Racing the train. Bye, train. Like last summer, everything dried up. Okay. So it did look like this. Alright. Yeah, I'm up in northeastern Ohio. I know you know that, Brunswick, but for those people that don't know. Yeah, my cat's yelling at me in the background. I think he's far enough away that you guys can't hear him, but... He's been good for a while and not really been bugging as much, but I guess today's a little different. Alright, we gotta... I don't know what gear to be in here. Definitely not this one. That's probably a alright gear. See, that's like the biggest trick that I have, is when I have to slow down a lot, and sometimes quickly, knowing what gear to be in, I think is the trickiest thing. Oop. Yeah, let's just stay in this gear, that's fine. And I oftentimes panic and downshift too much. Yeah, our guy's getting kind of tired, but we only have 28 miles to go, so we'll be fine. I don't know if I'm supposed to get over or not. I should probably check that on the map. Because the navigation isn't telling me. I think we're fine, though, to do so, because it's going to be a while before we have to do anything else. Alright, let's go up a gear. It's going pretty well. Might have to stop at the space station. No, we got a bypass. Good. slow down a bit. Always good when you get a bypass. Alright, now we need to get over. Okay. Alright, that might be alright. Because it's still 60 here. I just wanted to slow down some. Oh, it's actually going to be 50. Alright, hold on. I'm not exactly sure what I need to be doing here. Looks like we can just continue forward. I will eventually need to be in the left lane, though, for this turn, so it wouldn't hurt to get over. It's going to be 45 soon. Not the polite thing to do, necessarily, is ride the left lane, but screw the AI cars. What have they done for me lately? Last I remember, they ran into me, but... Alright. See, this is a good moment where having this many gears actually kind of helps, because I do struggle going up an incline, and we're kind of in an incline, and having this many gears does help us get the traction we need to go up that hill. Which is nice, but I still think this gearbox would be much better off with another driven axle in the back. I think it's going to change soon. Oh, no. Okay. If I had kept going, we would have been screwed, because... That's one thing that's kind of weird in this area, is the fact that the turn signal happens before the light in some places, but not in others, is very strange. So it's like inconsistent. Some places the turn signal happens after the light, some places it goes before. And that would be the one thing that's not like the area I live in. Having a turn signal like that. Ah, I missed the light. That was not really paying attention. That's fine, we got time. That's one thing that's kind of fun about this game, is just like seeing how traffic works in different states. And then when you're playing Euro Truck Simulator, different countries. At least this town is consistent, with the turn signal being first. We'll need that turn signal a little bit. Hopefully there's a light where we're turning. And I'm not criticizing this setup. I actually, honestly, I like it. The fact that you've got a very clear left turn signal. And you're not supposed to go when you don't have a turn signal. See that now this one was after. Oh shit, I'm not in the right gear. I'm gonna make the turn, but I was totally not in the right gear. And then I made the turn sloppily. It's alright, we get to go over Cool Bridge. I'm gonna stay in this gear, possibly. I don't know if I should upshift. Nah, we'll probably get away with it. Usually not a good idea to upshift when you're going up a hill like this, though. But I think we'll be fine. We're low enough gears for this transmission. Low enough gears. Alright. What's the speed limit here? 40? Actually, we're probably gonna need to slow down. Alright, here's a turn. I'm just gonna start going down in gears because I know we're gonna need to. Okay, that turn could have been smoother, but oh well. Alright, we're there. Yeah, so that went really well. No real hitches. Alright. So we will go with the let's play it safe. So I'm going to have to pull in and then go that way. So just to show you, this would be if I were to do it full, and I would have to back it in. So you see where these other trucks are? It would just, one of these lanes I'd have to back into, and that's pretty much how that one would go. But again, I'm not very good at backing up trailers. If you're more experienced with this kind of thing, then that's, you know, the option's open to you. Which is one of the things I like about this game, that they had the foresight to be accommodating to different play styles. Okay, we'll take it a little wide so we get our trailer going the way we want it to. I think I can do this without having to go into third person. Just gonna have to use my mirrors and stuff. I don't know if I straightened the trailer out enough. Maybe it'll give it to me? Yeah, it did. Okay. Okay. And we can see that there's a lot more rewards here because we had more elements to this. So we have our normal, these two things are normal, but then we have, because we did a hazmat delivery, we get a little bit more experience. Because we did an urgent delivery, we get some money, extra money, and experience, and then on top of our delivery experience. So that's not bad. We're still a ways away from level 14. I need over 2,000 experience, so it's going to take some time to get to that point. That's kind of good because it gives me the money to be able to afford my next truck, because I'm probably going to need about 200,000 if I were to guess. I don't know because I haven't really looked at it. I mean, we could spec out a truck here in a second. How's our driver doing? So you. I also haven't shown my garage and stuff either, so you have, wow, 29 hours. Did you just do a delivery for me? Yeah, this one. So you're doing a really long haul one. Where are you going? From Santa Cruz. You say maybe he's taking a nap or something. That's probably why he's got so much time. Because that is something you need to do, and I will be doing here in a second. But let me go over to the garage manager. So I only have one garage, but you can have multiple garages. And at the current moment, it's small size. So you start off with it being tiny, and it can only accommodate one driver, yourself. But I've upgraded it, so I do have an extra driver slot. So that's why I'm looking to buy another truck soon, so that I can have the full capacity of this. And then I can upgrade it again. How much would that cost me? 100,000. So the upgrade from tiny to small is 180,000, so it's much more of a hurdle to get over. The upgrading garage will give you extra slots. No, we're not going to do that right now. But yeah, especially as I wouldn't be able to fill these slots. Now I could just buy cheap trucks, which I could afford right now, and get me a driver right this second. But as I said, I want to change my truck anyway. This truck was always meant to be a stopgap, so. Okay, let's do a little bit of a peek at what we think of the truck that I would want to have would cost. So I'm going to go to the truck dealer. You have to pick which one. So this is something, you have to discover things on the map, right? And this is one of those things. So there's a dealer here that I haven't discovered yet. One here too. So you only get access to the dealers you've actually uncovered. We're going to go to the one in Portland, to the Kenworth dealership, because I think that's my first choice. Would be Kenworth. So we're going to go ahead and go there. It won't pass time or anything to do that. So the one I want is this W900. But this is pretty much its most basic loadout, which would cost me 113,000. I can trade in my truck, but I'm not going to do that because I lose a lot of money on that. Because this truck cost me like 160,000 to buy, and I'm only going to get 90,000 back if I trade it in. So that's not going to happen. Especially as I need another truck for another driver. So I'm just going to pass this truck off to my next driver. But let's see, customization-wise, what we can do with this thing. Oh, there are, just to show briefly, there are a bunch of Kenworth greater than everyone. There are some presets you can do. So there is one here that I could do that has some things added in, but I kind of prefer to set up the trucks myself. Some of them need a level requirement. I haven't gotten to one yet that I think, yeah, so this one I need to be level 18 to get. But the two trucks you have that are Kenworth are the W900 and the T680, which I'm currently driving. So let's customize this one. And you get to see all the stuff you can do with this. So default, or the most basic, is a day cab. The difference, cabs really don't do anything. It's just aesthetics. And that's one of the things that I think there's been... yeah, so one thing it's telling me right here is that the chassis is not going to be compatible if I switch to this. That's fine. So yeah, it's just mostly aesthetic, although certain chassis do require different choices here. But there are a lot of people, I think, in the game. Now, there are mods that I'm sure you can use, but they're kind of like, they don't like the fact that you can't actually use the sleeper cab, or it doesn't really benefit you in any way. And that was one of the things that I didn't initially know until I looked into it more. But yeah, there's not really a benefit for this. And you are paying a lot more, again, other than the different chassis choices. So these are all the chassis. So at your most basic, you have 150 gallons, and then you have your 3 different types. You have 6x2, which is what we were driving with. You have 6x2 mid-lift. Hold on. I'm not going to be able to do that because of what I picked, but you'll see the same thing when we go over to the chassis selection. So anyway, 6x2 mid-lift, and then 6x4. And then you've got the 150 gallon, 200 gallon, and that's all what you can do with just the day cab. If you want to jump up to 220, which is what we currently have, you need to have the cab that we have. So right now what's installed is the 6x2 one. I want the 6x4, but just to show what the mid-lift is like. So it lifts up the middle axle. I don't 100% know why you do this, other than maybe it helps with turning circle and maybe fuel efficiency because you have less rolling resistance, perhaps. But I think you can lower it if you want. But I don't know. It's just a thing you can do. But 6x4, now what this does, again, if you didn't see earlier when I talked about this, 6x2 means that only the rear axle's powered. 6x4 means both of the rear axles are powered. So it gives you better, well, you can see some of the stats here. So 6x2, not so good with heavy cargo. 6x4, definitely better. Also, it will help with, I think, hills and stuff as well. Engine, we have the most basic engine in here right now. Some of these stats will improve as we change that. So I'm going to want to wait until level 14 to get an engine here, possibly. But let's say we pick this Caterpillar engine for the meantime. I don't remember what engines I get at level 14, but they're probably something I'm going to want, which is one of the reasons why I'm kind of waiting here. But we get a little bit of an idea of what the prices are. So what was the difference when we changed between the two engines? So we dropped normal cargo quite a bit, but we gain in hill traversal and heavy cargo. Now, we haven't picked our gearbox yet, which will affect a lot of this stuff too. So we start with a very basic 10-speed gearbox. You have a number of stats here, the ratios and what have you. I'm not sure if I can give you justice of like what the ratios mean, but the best way I'd describe it is the higher the number, the more torque you're going to get, and the lower the number, the less torque you're going to get. But having a low number at the top end will help with fuel efficiency. Hopefully I've said that correctly. There might be slight nuances I didn't get necessarily correct, but a vague idea, hopefully I delivered. So, an example here, this one would give you better top-end fuel efficiency, but maybe the lower gears aren't as bitey. So, but you have more gears to work with. And we can see a little bit of the stat changes here. So you drop a little bit in heavy cargo, which that makes sense with the ratios being, you know, slightly lower on the low end. But we gain some maneuverability and low end and also uneven terrain, it looks like. The one I currently have is this 18-speed gearbox, and we'll see a lot of the stats go up with that one. So it has pretty good low end. It has the same level of high end, so it's going to be just as fuel efficient potentially as that guy. I'm not sure what I could tell you with the differential, what that means. And honestly, I've looked through forums of what the best gearboxes are, and it seems like people have a wide degree of opinions on this. So I'm not sure how much I could really help you with that. You also have ones that have retarders. So this is the exact same gearbox as this guy, except it has a retarder, which, if I understand correctly, helps you slow down when you're going. So normally when you're going downhill, you would speed up. This kind of helps combat that, I think. I'm not sure if it's something you have to turn on or not, or if it works all the time, because there is a keybind for retarders, but yeah, that's not something I understand as well. But there are at least one gearbox choice at level 14. I think it's an Allison gearbox it's a 6-speed, which I think is normally an automatic, but I'm not positive of that. That I might want to get. It would make my gear shifting easier with the sequential, but obviously I have to wait for that. But let's just select this one for now. This is a favorite of a lot of people. Oh, not that one, this one. It's what I have now. Interior, let's say we go with the classic with the nice wood grain here. That gives you an idea of the difference. Paint scheme, there's a lot of things you can do with this. So you've kind of got your default colors. You'll have 3 choices that are fairly cheap. It looks like 4 in this case. Another 3 that cost a little bit more. They give you a little bit more changes. You can do a custom color, which costs even more. Then you have your metallic colors, which you usually only have a couple choices of, but then you do a custom color if you don't like those choices. And then you've got like the, what is the word I want to say here? Like the designs, if you want to do something more fancy. But they usually cost, I mean, as you can see, quite a lot. I kind of like this one, but it's going to cost me a decent amount to do it. I would probably change the colors, but we don't have to mess with that right here. But you can see there's 4 colors to change, and you can do presets and stuff, which I've already set up a few with my previous truck. So, and then these are all the different attachments you can do. These are usually cosmetic, although you can do things like the mirrors and change them around. This one doesn't change a lot, but some of the mirror choices are quite good. And a lot of the factor of how much I like a truck is based off of how good the mirrors are. I know that's maybe a weird metric, but yeah, so you can put an oversized load sticker on. You can change some various things about the truck. Again, some of these are just cosmetic, but things like the mirrors and stuff like that are not going to be. But, you know, there's probably some things I want to change here. Like maybe this guy here for a little bit of flare. And you can turn the lights on to see what they look like too. So these would be something that would light up. I'm not sure offhand if there's a lot else I would change, but this gives me kind of a rough idea of how much it would cost me. So there might be a few things here and there I would change, like maybe the steering wheel. We'd get that wood motif going here too. But yeah, so about 180,000 is what I'm looking at price-wise. Maybe a little bit more with the engine and the gearbox. So I think 200,000 is probably a safe bet. You placed some items on order. Do you want to cancel all the new notifications? Yeah, so I'm not buying now. I was just showing this off. And then the other truck that I'm leaning towards would be the Volvo. So this guy, there's only one Volvo truck. But let's see what we can do with this guy. So again, you get your day cab equivalent and then your sleeper cabin. So we're going to install that. That doesn't mean we have to use a longer chassis. We're going to, of course, install the 6x4, which is already done. These last 3 are just larger fuel capacity. I think it's 300 gallons, if I remember correctly. Now, the Volvo, the Kenworth had 3 different engine choices: Cummins, PACCAR, and Caterpillar. And some of the other trucks have those same choices. Volvo trucks have Volvo engines, and there are the only trucks that have Volvo engines, although there are some Cummins engines here that we can choose from. Right now, the best engine I can get is this Volvo one here. Which the stats that we're looking at here is horsepower, the torque. So this one's the best torque of the engines I can get right now, but there will be 2 engines that come at level 14, so I don't know what to expect there. And then at what RPM that torque comes in. So this comes in at a lower RPM, than this does. And general rule of thumb, when you're talking about motor vehicles, this might be different with heavy trucks. I don't know. I'm not as experienced with heavy trucks. But usually your torque's going to come somewhere in the middle of your rev range, and your horsepower is going to come closer to the end. Not all the way at the end, but you know, somewhat closer to the end. So to get the most horsepower out of the engine, to get to that full 500, you're going to want to be high up on the revs, but for the torque, you're going to want to be more towards the middle. With a heavier truck width like this, it's the torque that's probably more important than the horsepower. So, you know, take that for what it is. Transmissions, again, we have some different choices. So the Eaton gearbox we already saw, so we've got the 10-speed and the 13-speed. But the I-Shift is new for the Volvo. This is something available that the Kenworth didn't have. And then we have that 18-speed gearbox here as well. So those are some of our choices. So I might do the 12-speed to be a little bit different, as opposed to the 13-speed, which I did kind of like. A little better ratio on the low end, but not so good on the high end. So fuel efficiency might not be so good. What about this one? Yeah, this one seems to be a little higher level, perhaps. Same 12 speeds. Ratio on the low end isn't so good, so let's see how that changes. So, stats-wise, it's not as good according to the game. I think the game tends to favor certain things, though. So we drop in heavy cargo quite a lot. I mean, we drop pretty much across the board with this guy. It's more expensive, though, so that's kind of interesting. There might be a factor of this gearbox that makes it better in some ways. I mean, again, your fuel efficiency would be better. Well, let's just stick with this one for now. Oh, this one has a retarder. Ah, that's the difference. So that wasn't a fair comparison. Yeah, so this would be a better fair comparison. So it looks like you get normal cargo better, but you drop in a lot of the other categories. So that's probably a personal preference on what type of cargo you're normally going to be doing. And then the retarder probably helps some with hill traversal and stuff, yeah. So that might be not a bad choice there. Interior, it would probably depend on based off of what my paint scheme was going to be, because as far as I know, you do get a little bit of extra thing there. Not that that probably really does a whole lot. But, yeah, brown versus blue, really up to you. It costs a lot more, but... And then your paint schemes. Let's see what the special ones are. So you got 4 colors, and it looks like it goes in gradients. You got a stripe, and then an American flag, which it doesn't look like you can modify the colors of. Okay. Let's just select this one for now, because I might be able to do something cool with that. And then, you know, your various attachments. So for this one, the mirror change would be quite important, and I'm going to show you why. So default mirrors, when I'm looking straight ahead, I can't really see my mirrors, which I really like to be able to do. To see my mirror, I'd have to turn my camera quite a bit, right? But with this one down here, the mirror's been brought in a lot, so I like this mirror quite a bit more, so I don't have to look so far to the left to see the mirror, which I think is really important. Now I can add in a mirror here to help me out a little bit as well, which I'd probably do. Hey there. Screaming at the stream? I don't know if they can hear you, but being very vocal right now. Not your time yet. Chill out. So these would be some pretty... Yeah, it looks like it's about the same price. 180. So I think we can pretty much expect the same. So it just really depends on what I want to do. I think I'm leaning towards the Kenworth because I like the look of that one, but these would be the two I'd be between, and maybe some things I would take. All right. So let's go take our nap. I just wanted to show that off and kind of my thought process of what kind of truck I might want to get here. So the thing that we're worried about right now is that our guy is tired. We got fuel, so we're not as bad off there. But there's a rest stop right here. So those are potential rest stops. Now this one's misleading because that's a garage. I'd have to buy the garage, I think, to use that. So why don't we just come over to the fuel station and get fuel anyway? So I'm going to go ahead and mark a waypoint here, and then I'll put another waypoint there. And that would be the course we do. Okay. Let's go do that. Alright, so let's get into the proper gear here. The turnaround. Oh! I ran right into that thing because I forgot it was there. It didn't do any damage to our truck, though, because I hit it at a very, very low speed. But you can see with this truck, the mirror's kind of in a weird spot. It's low down. But it's not... I don't really have to turn my camera to one side to really see it much. Which, to me, is quite a bit of an advantage. Okay, yield. Looks like nobody's coming. That's why I like that mirror up on the nose of my truck. Lets me see around corners really well. So I don't really have to turn my head. Alright. Get down into appropriate gear. Okay, there's people going that way. Coming that way. This is probably gonna have to sit here for a while. Let's pull up a little bit so we can see better. Hey, looks like we might be clear after this truck, although I'm gonna have to look the right side. A lot of traffic here. I'm gonna pull up a little bit more. There, that's a better view. Maybe after that van. Yeah, we gotta get going here. Kind of an aggressive move here, but if I didn't make it, we wouldn't get out. Alright. Oop. Okay, speed limit is 40. We'll just stay in the gear we're in. So this is the bit that a retarder would help, from what I understand. Like going downhill and you don't want to speed up too much. Granted, we're not really speeding up too much. Can I take this right turning? Right here? Oh no, wait, that's right. We want to go to the fuel station. I don't know how easy that's going to be able to get into, because there's a lot of traffic here. It doesn't look like you can go from that one side. Oh, no, you could have. Darn. Well, we can just wait here, or we can just keep going. Let's just keep going. We can get fuel later. We don't need it. We'll go to the rest stop first. And it's in here. Okay. Once that pops up where it says you can turn off your engine and rest, you're pretty much good to go. We're just going to park it a little bit better. So, turn off the engine, hit A, and re-rest. You rest for 10 hours. There's no way to modify that amount of time, so it's usually a good idea to rest once you're actually tired. Because otherwise, you waste a lot of time. And keep in mind the 10 hour if you're on a job, because you could possibly get to a spot where let's turn on our lights. I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, what I was going to say is you could get to a point where you get in trouble with your employer because you ran out of time. I forget what happens when you do that, when you go over time. It's been so long since I played Euro Truck Simulator. I know I've had that happen to me in Euro Truck Simulator, but it's been long enough. I've not had that issue in this game because I now have enough... Because this works almost exactly like Euro Truck Simulator. So, once you have enough experience in that game, can't really see. I'm going to have to pull up a little bit. Still can't see if anybody's coming that way. Oh, now I can see, but I'm probably pulled out too far. Alright, we'll wait. I'll get gas. Yeah, again, I don't really need it, but... Anybody coming this way? Looks like we're good. Alright. I like to do this at the end of every time I have to rest, I like to do this just to, like, you know, not have to worry about it. As I said, I don't really need the fuel right now, so I could just do a job and not do this, but we're right here, so why not? So, turn off engine. Okay. You know what, guys? I think I might wrap up the stream here. Kind of a short stream, but this was meant to be a test to see whether I wanted to stream this game in the future. It seems like it went pretty well, so you know, we'll do that. So game plan for this game, I'm gonna try every Sunday to play it.